greedy, vengeful Brace sailed to Erin beside Balor, to conquer the Tuatha De Danann with the force of the Fomor. But a boy with blood of both races in him arrived alone, seeking to stand before Silverhand, who sat on Tara's throne. His name was Lugh, foster son of Teal'c, Firbolg princess. But the guardian at the gate, a flighty fae, was not impressed. Lugh claimed to be warrior, wise man, wielder of words, and worker in wood. The men of day have all these, said the fae. It will do you no good. But only I, said Lugh, will single-handedly do all these things. So he proved himself in every test of skill, and was brought to the king. They named Lugh the Longhand their Samil Donach, master of arts, when he sat in the seat of the sage and played magic music on his harp. For tribute from the Tuatha De came Balor's brutes, 9 times 9, and from the sea came a horse and chariot bounding over the brine, mare of Manannan, Fae-lord beyond the 9th wave of the sea. In the chariot rode long-armed Lugh, leading a host of the Sidhe. Lugh cut down 8 nines of his foes with Manannan's sword, and gave the 9 survivors to Silverhand, his lord. They brought news of Lugh to Balor, who flew into a rage. I care not if he's soldier, sailor, singer, smith, and sage. I'll see him dead, I'll have the heads of all his faerie host. And so the whole Fomori force set sail for Erin's coast. Riding roughshod through Connachta, chaos in their wake, Beardbog settlers and their king, Bovderg, proved easy to break. Every fighter and farmer, maker of law and man of the land, was called to council of war by King Nuada Silverhand. Wizards pledged to raise the powers of land and sky and sea. Dagda led the warriors and weapons single-handedly. Morrigan's true nature, triune goddess, was revealed as she spoke prophecy over Lugh riding onto the field. Awake, O child of Erin, fulfillment of promises past. Overthrow your every foe, bring us liberty at last. What fortune and fate brought this battle to be? Let us look back through the halls of history. Balor's father, with dark druid curses on his breath. Balor spied and was cursed with a gaze that brought death. Sons of Nemed sailing against him were slain, and for that Balor's bloodline was cursed again. His death by his grandson foretold that same hour, so his daughter he locked away in his glass tower. A cow with more magic and milk than any other Balor stole from Goban the smith and his brother, Kian, who went after him over the water, but in place of revenge made love to his daughter. She bore 3 boys. 2 were cast out of the tower, but the mountain druidess kept the 3rd in her power. He learned magic from Manannan, smithcraft from Goban, and fostered with the Firbolg he became a fighting man. Lugh had sworn vengeance on Balor since then. He sent Dagda and Oghma to rally the men, to free the land from Balor's hand. But for Dagda, all did not go as planned. When he made love to Morrigan, Queen of the Fae, he was pledged to protect her people that day. So he spied on the Fomor, but he came off worse. They welcomed him and fed him till he nearly burst. Too fat to fight, he met with fair Etain, who seduced him to reveal his secret name. This placed him under oath to bear her on his back, so he lightened his load. It took so long she had a nap. She vowed to protect him as he lay with her that night, with her magic, while he gathered forces to fight. So the men were made ready, by Lugh they were led, but little did he know there was treachery ahead. On the equinox, faerie stared. The sun seemed to rise in the west. In truth, it was the light of Lugh on his horse of shining breast. In Manannan's name I offer peace, he said. This mare is his own. Return the magic milk cow your king stole when he took the throne. They would not, so he warned them. War will cover you like a flood, for you refuse and reject me, though half of me is of your blood. For 3 days and nights he gathered his army, Firbolg and men of day, and asked each one where Cian his father was. But none could say. 200 faerie guarded Brace, but it did him no good. The chieftains of Lugh's army cut down each one where he stood. For the people's sake, Lugh gave Brace his life in exchange for one thing. The secrets of harvest and husbandry he denied them when he was king. Brace was exiled evermore, left alive only by Lugh's grace. Lugh searched his soldiers, but he could not see his father's face. Whispered on the wind a song of the Sidhe from the hollow hills, lamenting, for beneath their ground lay a man cruelly killed. In a pig pen, they sang, by sorcery he hid from his foes, though in a man's shape they killed and buried him, but he arose. 6 times the land refused to swallow up their bloody deed. The 7th time he stayed, slain not for glory, but for greed. Lugh sat with King Nuada and his men at close of day. Tell me, Silver Hand, he said, what price must traitors pay? Who owes a blood fine to this man? Came Nuada's call. 3 sons of Tuiran, son of Ogma, stood before them all. Since you confess, said Lugh, this blood fine is the price of peace. Apples from the golden garden, the enchanted pigskin of Greece, the burning spear of Persia, the horse that rides over the sea, the pigs of the king of the golden pillars you must bring to me. The hound of Yorwe, a burning spit, victory cries on a hill. By the magic of these things we will be healed, and foes will be killed. So they took to sea, Maclear's mighty coracle they went, leaving their father and sister singing sorrowful lament.